It's called the greatest setting in college football, and even if the skies open up, that pales in comparison to the purple rain that will be unleashed by the homestanding Washington Huskies. Today, a showdown between a pair of undefeated giants in a game that should have long-lasting implications. As we'll see, the winners of 4 straight, the Maryland Terrapins, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Washington Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. Bringing it back. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. The Terrapins will be in a hole thanks to that short return. Here he comes, and any time this guy touches the ball, and he will touch it plenty, a bolt of electricity just goes through the stadium, David.
And they'll feature him. They'll give him the ball, like you said, a lot, early, often, and he's a guy that can make game-breaking plays. The offense is built around his ability to run the football, Jesse, make big plays for this offense.
Yeah, he really shoulders the load, right, in more ways than one. The offense goes as this guy goes, so it's going to be important in this one. They get him going early and often.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. And the Terrapins come to the line in the hurry-up. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Find space on the right. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
What a great job using his speed to get to the quarterback. This linebacker would have started for those great Purple Rain defenses in the 80s under the legendary Washington Husky coach Don James. He would have loved to blitz this dude. So athletic from the linebacker position.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. It's caught. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the 1st down.
Sweet spin.
1st down. Physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, damage on this defense.
This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. Leaves it with the running back. They get him on the ground. He picked up about 4 yards, and the ball spotted at the 10. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll keep it on the ground. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Terrapins!
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm. See the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team. Washington 21. So the Washington Huskies offense will go to work for the first time. And there's no doubt, guys, we will be focused on these 2 star playmakers on the outside.
I'm curious to see how much man coverage we're going to see today. I don't know if either of these defenses is confident enough to go mano-a-mano with these 2 dudes on the field. They're 2 of the best in the nation.
These cornerbacks aren't looking for man-to-man coverage. I can promise you that. They'd be like, give me some help over here. But we're going to see some split screens, and we're going to see who had more catches, who had more yards. We're definitely going to be breaking that down this game.
The give to the back. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
Time to take a shot. And he's got it inside the 25. Touchdown, Husky. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. And he tacks on the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish it with a flair, a 77-yard touchdown pass. The returner will field it and try to get some field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. The Terrapins want to crank the tempo. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick completion on the out route. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. And the Terrapins come to the line with a new set of downs. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game. But finally now, you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Fires left. It's complete. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
Yeah, and you've seen these curl routes. This is a timing route. Understand the ball's got to come out of my hand right when he hits the top of that curl. Nice job by the QB finding him. Nice catch.
And he might be known for run fits, but that was a sure and heavy tackle on the tight end. Movement here from the tight end. Little touch pass to the receiver. Fights off a defender. Tackle is made after the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. First down to start the drive after the break. He's going to pass. Fires to the middle. Makes the grab. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. Oh, it's a reverse. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. This field goal attempt is going to be an even 50-yarder. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. And here in the second quarter, we remain all knotted up. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
The Huskies in the hurry-up. They're getting this guy lathered up. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Now back to the line. They've generated some momentum with excellent performances in Big Ten play, and you can see them growing game by game.
And that's a big deal, too, in the new-look Big Ten Conference. Back in the day when there were divisions, you know, it was a toss-up every year who's going to win the Big Ten West. That was the easier division. But now, it's just who are the best 2 teams out of all these teams, all these quality teams. So it's impressive that this team, David, has put themselves in position to play for the championship.
You ain't lying, especially in this conference. Let's be honest, the Big Ten and the SEC, they've separated themselves from everybody else. And so you're competing in this conference, middle of the season. You can finish strong. Now we're not just talking about conference championships. We're talking about where can we be in the playoff and how much damage we can do in the postseason.
He's got his man. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. And the Huskies have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And this offense knew coming into the game, when they get to the red zone, it's going to be tough sledding because it's hard to run, especially against this physical defense. They're one of the top 5 defenses stopping the run. And you know at this area of the field, it's really tough to throw it. Let's see who...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Huskies. Climbing up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone, it's Cobb. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a high level.
Trying play action. Pressure coming. It's complete to the left. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time and get to that first down marker. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. They'll try to bully their way for the first. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fakes the grab on the left. Tackled immediately after the catch. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. He's got his man. Finally.
On 2nd down.
But he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. The Terrapins come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. He's got an open man. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the 1st down on the throw and catch.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get 2 bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, to get down and don't take a big hit.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. They're about to snap it for the 7th time on this drive. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, and they get the ball back, but that's just going to make it much tougher on this drive. Out here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. He's going to take off. And couldn't quite find the crevice he needed to pick up the 1st down. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And the Terrapins decide to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Wanted to make sure not to give them a chance for a return as it goes out of bounds. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a 1st down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a 1st down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
Looking downfield, it's Potts. Got his man on the right. Still on his feet at the 45. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Going downfield for the big play. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. He'll bring it out. It's Cobb. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision making.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great scene today in Seattle. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. And with that, let's head back to the gorgeous Pacific Northwest and the fellas at UW.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Terrapins will kick it away to crank up the second half. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stemming, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
They're working that left side. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Looking downfield, it's Potts. Lets it fly. And they wanted it all on 3rd down. Dealing with 4th down. Washington right back to the line. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Zings it complete to the right. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
You got to have better tackling in the back end on defense. The guy didn't have the first once he had the ball in his hand, but because you missed the tackle, they've now got a fresh set of downs.
Washington has a lot of things working, set up with another first down. He'll just keep slinging it. He'll take a shot. And he's got it! Touchdown, Huskies! No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession.
And the pass is intercepted. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Washington. What a play. With the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. He'll lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. He'll bring it out. It's Cobb. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Working that left side now. There to make the tackle, but... It's good enough to give them a first down.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
Gets it to the back. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. He's got him in the flat. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. The official's off. Coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. Running back searching for a hole. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
See, they need more runs like that. It's been so few and far between. Defensively, They've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of block.
And they got him. He'll get him down for the sack.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. They've got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the second half.
Buying some time. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And the Terrapins line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He gets a block. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play crew.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
When you talk about outstanding pass rushers, you're always talking about dynamic guys, and he's been that each and every week for this defense. Speed, he's got power. You just simply can't block him, and that last play is his 10th sack of the season.
A big play for the defense with the first down sack. Now, advantage D as the offense comes up on second down. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Quickly out to the tight end. They make this.
Complete.
Or he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Back to pass, it's Potts. Takes a hit as he fires. And that pass is intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. Look, that interception is not the quarterback's fault. It's those dumb coaches for putting him in the game.
Putting him in that position in the first place, right? I'll tell you what, let's give the defenders some credit here. I think Reese, he just wanted the ball more. He did a great job in coverage, watching the QB, anticipating the receiver on his break. He went up, he plugged him.
That's the end of the quarter, and Washington has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth-quarter comeback. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's.
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
And how about the complementary football? This defense getting another sack. They've already got an interception. Offense has played great. Both sides of the football together dominating this football game.
The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. He's looking to throw. He looks that one in nicely. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big leads, and you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tack.
Throws toward the end zone. And he intercepts it. Going the other way, and he's got room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Dropping back, it's Potts. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion? They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the ball.
That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys, but that last completion is already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Got a wide open receiver. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are, first and goal.
Get set, get set.
Looks as if he's going to run it. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Washington wants to go quickly.
Brings up second and goal.
Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. The pressure ramps up, trying to get closer, and they knock it free. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
You can't spot that ball much closer to the end zone than that. Third and goal after the penalty. Powers forward. Touchdown, Huskies! And the route is on. They build this fourth quarter lead, and they are just... going 5-0. And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Cobb. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Maryland has the ball back in the Terrapin offense ready to go. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
He's looking for an open man on second down. It's complete. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
First down for the offense.
They'll throw it on first down. Getting some heat. Outside the pocket, lets it go. He's got it.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. He wants to throw. On target.
And listen, the defense playing really conservative, right? You got the lead, but here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get sacks. I got to get to the quarterback. Like, I got to make sure I'm getting him, knocking him off the spot. Padding my stats, by the way. Got a lot of sacks late in games when we had a big lead, but that's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep competing, defense.
They're trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. They keep attacking through the air. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd. The Terrapins will bring the punt team onto the field.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This offense needs to go out and protect you.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team all game long. So let's just run the ball. Let's just ice this football game. Take the W into the locker room.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Going to the ground. Kept it on the ground on 3rd down. Picked up 5 yards, but it'll still be 4th and 1. Washington right back to the line. The give on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
And how about the defense coming up big on 4th and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. The defense uses a timeout, and we are down to 11 seconds left to play. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Got the back over the middle. That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. One more play to pad the stats. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. And swatted down by the defense to... opportunity.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback and this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Fires into the end zone. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing. The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives, and coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did